Obedience to God doesn't always feel powerful. Sometimes it feels painful. You're doing everything right, praying, fasting, saying yes when it would be easier to walk away, and yet your life feels harder than before. The world tells you obedience should bring ease, but in God's kingdom, obedience often brings fire first. Because God doesn't call you to be comfortable, He calls you to be changed. Some of you are standing in that furnace right now. You walked away from something He told you to leave. You surrendered something you loved, and now all you can feel is the ache. But listen, the pain of obedience always comes before the fruit of it. Before the promise, there's pruning. Before purpose, there's pressure. So if it hurts, good. That means God is still molding you. Every great man or woman of God walked through the desert of silence. Abraham didn't hear God every day. Joseph sat in prison for years with no word. Even Jesus cried out, "My God, why have you forsaken me?" Yet none of them quit. Why? Because silence is where obedience is proven. If God answered instantly, faith wouldn't be required. But in the silence, God is testing what your yes is made of. Will you trust Him when there's no confirmation? Will you stay faithful when you feel forgotten? The delay isn't denial, it's divine conditioning. God is hardening your spirit for greater battles ahead. He's cutting off everything in you that still depends on comfort, because what He's preparing you for requires a heart that obeys even when it doesn't understand. Faith isn't just believing for something, it's believing through something. It's believing when there's no reward, no applause, and no reason other than God said so. That's the kind of faith hell fears, the kind that still obeys when the outcome looks like loss. Every time you obey when it hurts, you're telling the enemy, "You can take everything, but you can't take my trust in God." That's the kind of obedience that breaks curses and builds legacies. When you obey in the dark, God starts writing testimonies that will light up generations. You won't just inspire, you'll ignite. What God may say, "My child, I see your tears. I see your faithfulness when no one else does. I know it hurts to obey me when the reward feels invisible. But you are not being punished, you are being purified. Every door I close, every delay I allow, every season I stretch you through. It's not to destroy you, it's to prepare you. I'm not done with you yet. The pain you feel now will one day become the proof that you were mine, the mark of a warrior who trusted me even when it broke him. Stay the course. Obedience is the seed and the harvest is coming." The enemy always attacks hardest right before breakthrough, because he knows, if you survive this test, your obedience becomes dangerous. This is where most people walk away, when the waiting hurts, when obedience costs too much, when God feels silent. But this is the moment you were made for. This is where real disciples are born. Heaven's greatest warriors aren't built in comfort. They're forged in surrender. When you keep walking through pain with faith in your eyes, hell trembles because you've proven what love looks like in its purest form. So hold your ground. The ache you feel today is proof you're being stretched into something eternal. If obedience has left you tired, if faith has left you bleeding, don't stop now. God never wastes pain. The same obedience that broke you is the obedience that will bless you. You can't see it yet, but heaven is already moving. Stay faithful even when it costs you everything. That's where real power begins. If this message spoke to you, comment below. I'll obey no matter the cost. Stay strong, lead boldly, and let your faith be your shield.